Now let us discuss one more problem with respect to prisms. So I'm going to tell you how to start with prisms. For example, whenever you're having a beta angle problem or something. So one such problem, I'm going to explain the procedure. Later you can go through the other types of problems. Let me just tell you for a square prism itself. Okay. So the same procedure will be involved for pentagon prism or for hexagonal prism. Okay. Let us say if you're having a square of 50 mm sides resting on one of its corners. Okay, resting on one of its corners, and it is having some axis. Let us say it is having axis height of let us say it is 60 mm, or let us say, okay, let it be 60 itself. So you are just projecting this. You have to draw these lines. This, okay, this line you have to draw. So you have to show this O and O1. I'm not going to show the notations here. Okay. So since it is in this edge corner condition, okay, suppose say if you are looking at it from this side here, I'm just showing this arrow mark for your reference. There is no necessity for you to draw this arrow mark. Okay, so when you're seeing this from this side, only these two parts, if you're seeing this in the front view, only these two parts are visible when you see it from the front side. So when you want to draw this in the front view, I told you that axis height is, let us say, 60 mm. So let's just write it as 60. Just a second. Just when you go for the rectangle command, first you select this from one end to other end. Okay, then you have to select the height portion, then you change it to 60. Okay, I hope that is clear. So select the whole thing, change it to 0.5 mm. And I also told you this edge is visible here, this particular edge is visible, so you have to draw a line from this end to this end. Straight line you have to draw. Just change it to 0.5 mm. Now let us just, I'll just name this first one for you guys. This is A of A1. Okay, this will be B of B1, C of C1, and D of D1. Okay, so this is A of A1, B of B1, C of C1, and D of D1. Okay, it is in the top view. Okay, so next, suppose say, now here this axis is not visible because your edge is visible here. So O of O1, which is at the center, is not visible to you guys. O of O1 will not be visible here. So when you write the naming here, you have to write here O1 dash within the brackets and O dash within the brackets here. Here you will get also get B1 dash of D1 dash. Okay, and you will get B dash of D dash here. Okay, at this particular point. I hope you can go through that from your primer. So select the whole thing. Okay, let us say if he says, I told you in the previous problem that whenever he says the axis is inclined with respect to some angle, now axis is also on this particular line here. So let me just make a copy of this. Now when he says the axis is inclined to certain angle, okay, now when I rotate this with respect to based on this particular edge, why I'm taking this edge is, I have told you that all the solids in prisms or in pyramids, the rightmost part, this particular part, that is C of C1, is the corner on which it is resting now. It is resting on C of C1, not A of A1. Whereas in planes we were taking to the leftmost side, whereas in solids we are going to take only the rightmost side. Okay, so select the whole solid. Let us say that this particular axis is inclined at an angle of 45. Again, for my reference, I'm taking this 45 so that it becomes less confusing for you. When I take this 45, you must remember that if this is 45, if this angle is 45, this angle is 90 minus whatever the angle is present here. Imagine that this angle, if it is 50, if he says in the question that if it is given as 50, then this base angle will be 40. 90 minus 50 is 40. So this will help you in sketching in your sketchbook. Okay, on the sketchbook manually when you're sketching it, you have to draw first this line. You will know the dimension of this line here. This line dimension you will know from this particular measurement. Okay, later you can draw this line, then just project this by using arc methods. You can find the other 3 points. Okay, I hope that is clear. Now coming back to the problem, now I have to project it back downwards. Now I know that this particular point is A1, so I know A1 will be here. This is C1, so you will get C1 here. This is D1. I know D1 is here. D1 and B1, both the lines, both the points are on the same line. Okay, you will get one more point here. Just project this so that projection lines are very important. So join all the points. Okay, now these are nothing but just for the, we are just projecting the bottom face here. So just change it to 0.5. Now tell me, in the previous problem, similar to previous problem, when you're seeing from the top, you can only see these two edges here. Okay, this line you can see, only this point and this point will be visible. That is, since it is resting on this particular point, the other two sides will not be visible. So these two lines will be dashed line. You have to imagine this. Okay, these two lines will be dashed line because it is on which this particular corner it is resting on. Okay, now similarly you have to project for the top face. Topmost face will be visible to you guys. The top face will be visible to you because when it is inclined like that, the whole top face will be visible to you. Okay, join all the points. Okay, you can see that both the faces are similar here. These two are similar again, but since we can see that all the top face edges are visible, so it will be continuous line. Now one more important thing is, now when you're joining this, which are dashed lines and which are continuous lines. Now again, imagine if you're seeing this from top, this edge is visible, that is A1 to A is visible, so just join A1 to A is a continuous line. Okay, later we can change the thickness. Next, this particular point D1 to D is also visible to you guys because till here it is visible edge. So draw this line, then you are having again this particular point is visible. Now when you're talking about C1 to C, that is not visible, so that edge is not visible, so this particular edge will remain dashed line. So select all the lines, change them to 0.5 mm. Even though they are dashed lines, it will be 0.5 mm. Now one more thing you have to show it here, that is your axis line. We know that axis will be till here. Okay, so axis line are very important. You have to show them. So from here to here will be your axis line, even though it is not visible here, but you have to show that because in the next part of the problem it will be useful for you guys. I'll just change the sheet so that it is fitting inside. Okay, I'm extending this XY line so that the final part of this particular thing can be explained to you guys. Now coming back to the problem, let us say if it is inclined at a certain angle of let us say the angle is inclined at an angle of, let us say, 30. Okay, if the solid is inclined at an angle of 30, suppose say if it is appears to be a problem, what you should do, you have to take the solid. It is similar to how you are doing it for planes. Okay, so for appears to be a problem, carefully listen to this. Whenever it is appears to be a problem, I know that this particular axis line which you are having here, this axis line you have to place it here. Okay, now since we cannot easily find out the axis line here, so what I'll do is this particular part I'll split it here. This is necessary because to find out the axis point. Okay, and even this line will split it here just to make sure that we'll get this point very easily when you're projecting it. in the next step. Okay, if it is appears to be a problem, just go for move copy. Select this point here so that it becomes easy for you to place it on the line. Okay, then go for rotate. If it is given as appears to be, okay, if it is given as appears to be a problem, then this is how you are going to rotate it. Okay, irrespective of whether you can take this, only thing is the axis line should be on the angle line. Whatever angle is given on that line, this axis line should be there if it is appears to be problem. I hope this is clear. Now let us say if it is given as beta angle problem. This particular problem, I think it is clear till here. If it is appears to be, you have to go for this particular method here. Okay, so if it is given as beta angle problem, now then the axis height is coming into picture. This is 60 earlier, the axis height is 60 earlier. Next you go for distance between, or you can go for smart dimension also, because we have drawn this line here from this point to this point as axis. It is 42.43 here. Okay, so earlier it was 60, now it is changed to 42.43. so I told you that the angle here is 30, so you can go for this method, but it is not suitable for whenever you are going for this method. So what you will do is, earlier we'll draw a line. We know that it was 60 earlier. Change this line to minus 30 angle, so 60 mm line. Okay, you can take this line a little bit downwards. Okay, 60 mm line at an angle of minus 30, then draw a straight line. So from this end I'll take 42.43. This 42.43 is the new line dimension, this particular dimension. Okay, so join this wherever it is nearer. It is similar to what you have done in the previous planes, etc. Okay, after this is done, select the whole thing. Now this is your newly formed, this particular line is your newly formed axis line. Okay, so you have to show this as axis line. Select the whole thing, go for move copy. Okay, so select one end since you are having this here, and make sure that you are placing it on the end point of this axis. Then go for rotate again from this end to this end. You make sure it is placed on the line. So this is your beta angle problem. Whenever I have told you both the cases, whenever it is beta or also whenever it is, this was earlier it was 30, now beta is 45. Okay, now till here it is clear, I hope. Later we are going to just project the whole thing. Now I told you this is the bottom face. Okay, this one is the bottom face. How I'm going since I have not noted it, I have not denoted any of the letters here, but you have to remember. Okay, this particular point is C1. This comes only when you have to name it when you're doing it in your examination. Make sure that you are naming it. Okay, now see, you are not getting a straight line here, so what you do is just go for angle, change it to 90. Okay, so this is C1, this is A1. Okay, I've got 2 points, C1 and A1. Next is B and D. This is B. Projection lines must be straight enough. Now this bottommost part, A1, B1, C1 is done. Next is D1. This is D1. Okay, and also make sure, see, this is also here. You can see that 90.81 it's showing the degree there. Just change it to 90 so that there are no mistakes here. So after you get all the 4 points, just join all the 4 points here. Okay, this will help you in the next step. So after this is done, go for the top face. Sorry, the top face is this one. Now I know this is, if this is C1, this is C. So this particular point C is here. Make sure alignment indicator is on. Okay, so if this is C1, sorry, this is C1, this is C, then this is A. This is A as well. So 2 points we got. And another 2 points we will get it on this line. So I've got A and C. Next, this is B. This is D. So the extra part, if it is there, just go for trim and remove this part. Now I told you, just like in the previous problem, select the bottommost part which you are drawn here. Go for move copy. Here I'm selecting C1 and I'm placing it on C. You can see that all the points will be connected here. So it becomes easier for you guys. Okay, just make sure that you change the thickness of these lines, 0.5 and 0.5. Okay, now coming back to again, which one is continuous line, which one is dashed line. Now see here, only we are considering the bottom face. So when I join this from this point to this point, it is not cutting any of the faces here. The bottom face, if it is not cutting. So when I join this point to this point, it is not cutting any of the face, bottom face. Any of the, when I say bottom face, there are any of the face, it is only considering the bottom face. So when I join this particular point from here to here, this is also not cutting the bottom face. These lines are not cutting the face of any edge of this one. Okay. So when I join this particular line here, you can see that this line is cutting this edge, this one. This line is cutting this edge. So thereby this particular line becomes a dashed line. Also, the line connected to this particular immediate next two lines, these two lines, immediate next two lines will be dashed lines. Change it to 0.5 mm. Okay. Change all the lines to 0.5 mm thick. Okay. Also, we have forgotten one more thing, that is your axis line. So where your axis will lie. Okay. So that is also very, very important. So here in this case, you cannot find out where is your O and O1. So that is why you have to make sure that this particular line which is there, this particular thing, you have to split it. When you select the whole thing, even this also should be selected. Okay. I hope this is your O1 here. Okay. Let's have it. We have this. So this is your O1. And the point here, this one. We have taken this. So from this point to this point. So this is very important in your examination. So this is your axis line 0.35 now. Change it to 0.35. That's your problem. So if it, even if it is given as pentagonal prism or hexagonal prism, this is the method you have to follow. It is the same thing. Only thing is you have to remember about the dashed line. The dashed line perspective is whichever line, if it is cutting the bottom face, when you project this A1 to A or B1 to B, C1 to C, whatever it is. In case of pentagon, you will get A, B, C, D, E. In case of hexagon, you will get A, B, C, D, E, F. Okay. So whichever line you can get more than, see here, you are having only two dash lines here. Okay. You can get more than one dash line with respect to the pentagons or hexagons. Okay. I hope it is clear. You can go through that pentagon methods, pentagon and hexagon yourself. I've also told you how to go for appears to be a problem. Only in appears to be, you just have to just take this particular step and then go for place it on the line, angle line, whatever is given, whatever angle is given, just place it. Then rest of the procedure is same. Just project it and find the dash lines. I hope it is clear.